They claim that remembering uh, events when you're really little are because of the traumatic experience that you had. And my two earliest memories, one is a dog trying to eat me. At least in my mind, it is giant bulldog running behind the trailer that was our home at the time that we lived in, and in meeting this gigantic, terrifying dog. The second is of me and my little brother at our next door neighbor's home, um, being screamed at by a terrifying man. It was confusing. My mother had left about a year and a half before, had been taken to a psychiatric ward. I didn't understand what was going on. I was only 3 at the time. Um, my two older brothers were half brothers. Both of them had left to go live with their father. Um, and then my dad was gone very suddenly. He had been deployed by the Army. They didn't care about his circumstances and sent him off. My older sister, who was always the one that was there, she had gone to live with her first grade teacher, Mrs. Chatterley. And I will never forget that lady. And me and my little brother were with this next door neighbor. My father had no choice. He didn't know anybody else. This was the only person that he felt like he could leave us with. And um, luckily, it only lasted a couple weeks before Mrs. Chatterley found out that we weren't doing very well. And so she came and took us in, and we lived with her for the remaining time. And then my father came home. Often people think that children can become parentless only when the parents die. That is not the truth. You could become disabled. You could be stuck in another country. For example, COVID could be a situation where you could be stuck in another country and your kids could be back home and they are parentless. Um, Having a document that is referred to as a declaration of guardian for minor children in case you pass away, but also a limited power of attorney for family and friends is incredibly important to avoid the scenario that I had to live through. If my grandparents would have had that limited power of attorney, they could have shown up and taken us. Now, my grandparents lived in another state. That's why we were with them. But there are many things that can be done with a limited power of attorney for minor children. It's amazing how many people don't think to get this document done. But it is a document you absolutely should consider getting done and having part of your estate planning. And just by going to EP Firms, you can fill out and you can get that document created for all of your children that you'll need.